Hi, in this video I'd like to demonstrate how to use the coordinate system. So let's begin. Let me drag a building in here. This is a good example to show the coordinate system because it's a rectangular shape. So we have a short side and we have a long side, so when we rotate this we can get an idea of the rotational angles and how the coordinate system is useful. First, if you notice down below the left bottom corner of the viewport, there's an X, Y, and Z. And that's a good reference. This will never change. In fact, when I select this object, you'll also notice that the manipulator handle is also the X, Y, Z. It's the same colors and they represent the same axes as the world frame. So one thing to note, when I do rotate this object, you'll notice that the manipulator handle does not rotate at all. It's just the object that's rotating. So if I leave it in a position like this, I still have the manipulator handle still shows the same direction axes as the world space, and that's because right now it's set to world space. This is very useful when you're moving objects in a grid-like fashion. You're moving to the X direction or the Y direction or the Z direction. So the world space is great for that. Now what gets a little tricky is if I have an object that has an angle to it and I want to now duplicate that object and set one right beside it as an example. If I try to do that while I'm in world space, so let's do that. Let me duplicate this object and now I want to set it beside this. I don't have an option of moving in that direction. I'll have to move along the X, move along the Y, and then again by the X, and to the Y. And so you can see it can take some time to get something to work. So now I'll show you another example, but with the object space. So why don't we go ahead and duplicate this building again, but this time, let's move it off to the side here. I'm still in world space. I want to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to switch it to object space. And what this will do, if you keep an eye on this manipulator that's on the object, it will switch it from the world frame, which is what this is representing down to the bottom left corner, and it will now reflect the object's frame. It reflects the direction of the object, the way it was built. And also, as I rotate, it is also locked to that object. What's great about this is now, if I want to duplicate this object, and we'll just hit duplicate, now I can grab the manipulator handle, I can drag to the direction that I want, so I'll grab this green cone, and now when I move right along that axis. This is really useful when you're working with a lot of objects or when you're trying to position things that are not based on a grid. But this is also true for the rotation. So let's say I take the same object, and I'm going to duplicate it once again. I'll duplicate, but now I can just move it to the side because I'm in object space. And let's say I want to move it in a upward angle. Maybe I'm on a slope here. So that's simple. So now I'm still in object space, already rotated my building. Just after duplicating, I can go ahead and select that direction and position it like that. So now you can see that I can work easily when I place things. That's it in a nutshell. I mean, it's really simple to use. It's a extremely valuable way of positioning and placing objects. So where you switch it is right up here on the tool strip. It's world space or object space coordinate systems. That's about it. Thank you.